Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Colts are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
But they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. After the turnover, here's Herbert. They're going deep for Hill. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From his own end zone, Herbert going out wide, finds Chubb. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Herbert. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Again, Herbert. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. And again, it's Chubb. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
7th play in the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. On 3rd, here's an option play right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb
to about the 48-yard line.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They're going to run the jet sweep on 3rd down. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. David Njoku, 46 yards. And the Colts' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
And I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it, having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Fielded right around the 8. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. The 40. The 20. He will score. Touchdown, Ravens. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there.
Taken at the goal line.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
Play action. It's Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Chubb on the counter. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On 4th down, Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscores. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
On 2nd and a yard, Jackson. They'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Etienne will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Harris, touchdown, Baltimore. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. They find some open field here. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. 57 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And room there to work it inside the 25. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now it's Herbert. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw here, Herbert. This is caught. And the Colts are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Here's Herbert. Drops it off for Chubb. Touchdown! Nick Chubb, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts have regained the lead. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A little bit of flip the script. Quarter 1, they struggled. Quarter 2 here, they put things together. And I guess sometimes, Charles, you just come out and you have to get your feet underneath you in a ball game, right?
That's exactly right, because every now and then you don't come out of the gate as fast or as strong as you want to. Sometimes you have to ramp up into it or take a few hits along the way and figure it out. And that's what they've done so far. Slow start, but now they're starting to put it together.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Jackson. He'll get this off to ETN. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open.
And a loose football. And the Colts pick it up. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Herbert now. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
First down marker at the 31. It's third down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here we go on fourth. Herbert. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Now it's Jackson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to get a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Jackson. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. On first and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll be pretty well stopped at his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw taken in by Watkins here. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to air one out. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Colts are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And going deep for Hill. It got his man complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Herbert. Touchdown Colts. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll try and throw for it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Right? That's true. You've said that before.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson escaping the pressure right. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
To throw again on second down. Jackson, he's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Fourth down, here's Jackson. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb.
Down to about the 32.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Herbert has it knocked free.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Looking deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. But for all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, you know, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw again is Jackson. And this is caught by Watkins. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Quez Watkins. A touchdown on a kick return and now one through the air. And the Ravens have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. To about the 35, 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now Anderson on the jet sweep. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts 1st down.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout, and that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
Chubb will get the call, running left. And some room to run now. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
From the 31, Herbert. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Chubb with a carry on 1st down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run it again with Chubb. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 4th down now after a loss of 2. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again, Jackson will keep it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. Well, that little John helps able to pick up the first get out of bounds as well.
And he has to play a little bit of risk-reward here at this time because they need these first downs. But you know the risk is if they catch him inbounds and tackle him, the clock continues to run and grinds things for him. So he's able to get it done, get out of bounds, and conserve a little bit of time.
And that's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Ravens are back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts as early as opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Going down the... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
A give to Etienne running right. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
Throwing, Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Ravens have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Charles, you got to think the number one goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up, then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
Throwing, Herbert. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
This is taken around the 12. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Forward.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter.
We'll see what they have drawn up here a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
They go to a knee here, and with that, it's on to the AFC title game.
So 2 down, 1 to go, and this number 2 seed definitely looking to part. And now they sit 1 win away from a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, and I know originally they were disappointed not to get the number 1 seed and the bye through to the divisional round. But you know what they're saying right now? Let's just keep rolling. We're in a great spot.
The Ravens going to move on to another week in the